Namaste and welcome back to my channel, friends. My name is Kaushik Chaki and today I'm going to talk about courage and what are the things to develop in yourself to enhance courage. So after watching this video, you will know what courage is. Also, what are the different types of courage and also some things that would help you enhance or boost up your courage. You must have heard people saying that, improve your courage, boost up your courage, or gather some courage. But which courage? There are 6 different types of courage we are talking about, right? So you need to understand which specific courage you need to focus on. So today I'm going to give you some information on what are the different types of courage, and also I would also help you understand what are the mindsets, attitudes and other skills required to practice to improve your courage. So there would be some skills on which I would be making some videos in future as well. So now let's start with the basics of courage. So courage is a habit that helps you overcome, overpower and finally defeat your fear. Which means courage is such a habit, if harnessed properly, it can eliminate fear right from its roots. So I'm going to quickly tell you what are the different types of courage. I'm just going to read it out and then I'm going to explain you one by one. So number 1 is physical courage. Number 2 is social courage. Number 3 is moral courage. Number 4 is emotional courage. Coming at number 5 is intellectual courage. And last but not the least, spiritual courage. So let us quickly start with the first courage, that is physical courage. So the risk factor involved in this physical courage is number 1, harm to my body. Number 2, harm to my life, right? So these are 2 physical risk factors. So what are the different kinds of fear in the physical part? Fear of breathlessness. If someone, even thinks of going for a jog, going for running or even for exercising. Then comes fear of losing in a physical match, maybe an arm wrestling or maybe judo, karate, any kind of physical sports or activities. Also, another example would be fear of lifting something heavy. So how to improve the risk factor, right? For this, you need to do a couple of things. Number 1 is develop your physical strength. Number 2 is your toughness. How would you do that? By either running, going to the gym, or even exercising at home, right? Because of the COVID situations, you won't be able to go to the gym, then you can start exercising right at home, which is fine. You can download any of the free apps that we get in the market. Just download it and start using it. The one that I use is BorderPod. It's just a free app. You can use any of the apps available in the market. The next 2 points that you can do to improve your physical courage is number 3, that is flexibility, and number 4, that is physical awareness. For flexibility, I would recommend swimming or dancing. Even in dancing, you can do various different art forms of dancing as well. Next is physical awareness. Everything about physical awareness is about yourself. You need to know your limitations. You need to know how much is your stamina, how much is your strength, and till what limit can you go. The next courage I'm going to talk about is social courage. The risk factors in this social courage would be embarrassment or even social rejection. So one example I'm going to give you is YouTube. So you see a lot of YouTube videos and you feel that even you have some kind of talent that you would like to show on YouTube. You want to share your knowledge with people. However, the thing is, you're scared. Now, why you are scared would be, number 1 point, I don't know if people would understand my language, understand my accent or tone, or maybe I'm not sure how would people take it. Would they reject me or would they accept me? So now these are kind of fear which comes into social fear or the risk of social fear. The only way to get out of it is your social courage. So now I'm going to talk about what are the things that you can develop to improve your social courage. So friends, for this social courage, you need to develop your communication skills, speaking skills, writing skills, presentation skills, and grooming skills. Next thing to develop is your observation skills. When I'm talking about observation skills, try to observe what are the trends in the market, what kind of people are talking and what kind of language they are speaking, right? If I'm talking about office culture, then try to understand what is the specific language they are speaking and what are the specific words they generally talk a lot. So these are the trends that you need to understand. Also, what are the specific words that are commonly used? So these are the specific trends you need to understand. That would be your observation skills. Next, the most important is your listening skills. So focus more on active listening. There are two types of listenings. That is, one is passive listening, one is active listening. I will be bringing a new video on this specific thing as well. It will take a little bit of time, but I will be there with you. Don't worry. And last but not the least, your leadership skills. Even that is important. When I'm talking about office, leadership is required to enhance your social courage as well. Okay, so let's move on to the next courage, that is moral courage. In moral courage, the risk factors that we will be talking about is shame, opposition, and also disapproval of others. So what do I mean when I say moral courage? Let me give you an example. In moral courage, the first example I would be giving you is stopping someone or a lot of people when they are troubling an animal, right? Also, another example would be stopping people when they are bullying the weak, right? So, what are the things that you need to develop to enhance or boost your moral courage? Number one is ethics. Then comes integrity, then your values and your belief. So friends, let's move on to the next courage, which is emotional courage. In emotional courage, the risk factors that would come are negative emotions, relationships, and also happiness of others. So the examples would be breakups, relationship breakdowns, others getting angry about what you say, also making someone sad or demotivated when you say something. So now how should you develop an emotional courage? Number one is your win-win attitude. I'm going to create a video on this as well. Number two would be empathy. Again, another video would be coming on empathy as well. And the last one is relationship management. So about relationship management, I'm going to create a video specifically on emotional bank account. Okay, so the next type of courage is intellectual courage. In intellectual courage, it generally involves willingness to engage with challenging ideas. So the risk factors involved here are mistakes, errors, failures, and challenges. So for example, if there is a teacher or a manager asking for a new challenge to be accepted, and there are 10 people, out of those 10 people, only 2 people, raise their hands. Okay, we accept the challenge. What about the other 8? The other 8 people lack in intellectual courage. So what would they be lacking in? They might have a fear of failure. They might have a fear of imperfection, not doing the task perfectly, or else they might be having a failure of starting something new. So how to develop intellectual courage? The things that you can do is, what you need to work on is your decision making, then your time management, then your work management. I am going to make a video on work management as well. Also your forecasting and quick learning attitude. So finally, the last courage I'm going to talk about is your spiritual courage. When I'm talking about spiritual courage, the risk factors involved in this courage are faith and rituals. So for example, in India, we have a dowry or a Dahej system. In this system, generally what happens is the family members of the girl's side have to pay a specific amount of money to the boy's family to get or to finalize the marriage. And this is wrong. And this is happening way from the ancient time till date. Gathering the courage to say no to this kind of a ritual or a belief system is very difficult for a lot of people. So what needs to be developed to harness this kind of a courage? Let us talk about that. Number one is understanding the history of beliefs and your rituals. Next is to understand people's mindset for specific beliefs and rituals. So that's all for today, folks. I hope the video was useful, informative, and you generally liked it. I'm going to make a few more videos on various topics that I just told you. So please like and subscribe to my channel, and also the most important part is share this information or share my video with people who you think would require this kind of a knowledge or an information and also benefit from this kind of an information. That's all for now. This is Kaushik Chaki signing out.